Hi friends, it's Kagan here. This video is about how to get PR in Australia without engaging any consultants. But first, a brief overview on the screen. There are 5 different types of visas granted by the Australian government. But we'll discuss about 3 skilled visas, specifically Visa 189 in this video. So subclass 189 is a skilled independent visa that allows you to live and work anywhere in Australia. 190 is a skilled nominated visa that allows you to live and work only in that state that nominated you and granted you the visa for at least 3 years. 491 is a skilled regional visa that allows you to live and work anywhere in the regional area of that particular state that nominated you and granted you the visa, again for at least 3 years. I will showcase my example for subclass 189 that I applied for from Victoria. I did my Masters of Construction Management Professional from Deakin University Geelong campus in 2021 and then worked for 2 years as a project manager at the time of making my application. So Australian PR has a point system. To be eligible to apply for any of these skilled visas, you should have a minimum of 65 points. But to be able to get a visa grant, your score should be between 85 to 90 points at least. So there are 2 steps to this. The first one is to check your eligibility. Australian PR points calculator on Google and then select the Home Affairs website link. This will open up the page which we were discussing previously with all the 5 visas listed here. Now if you select any of these visas, it will take you to the criteria which they calculate for the points. Mine was subclass 189, so I will select that. So the first criteria is age, which they have divided into different bands. I belong to 25 but less than 33, so I will select that. Second is the English language requirements. This is again in 3 types: competent English, proficient English and superior English. My score was superior English, so I will select superior English. Next comes the skilled employment experience. This is the employment experience of that particular occupation which you are claiming the points for. So in my case, it was construction project manager. So I need to showcase if I have any experience overseas, outside Australia and within Australia. As a project manager, my experience was less than 3 years. Within Australia, I was already working for 2 years, so I will select between 1 year and 3 years. Note that you would not get any points if it is less than 1 year within Australia, and no points if it is less than 3 years outside of Australia. Next criteria is educational qualification. This is the educational qualification within Australia. So if you have done a master's, a bachelor's, a PhD, a diploma, mine was a master's, so you need to select option 2, which is for both or either bachelor's and master's. Then the next criteria is Australian study requirement. This is for the same educational qualification which you claimed previously. The Australian study requirement has 3 criteria. The first is that the course should be at least 16 calendar months long. Second is it should be completed in English. And third is that it should be registered with Cricos. Just check if your course covers these 3 requirements and then you are good to go to select and claim these points. So we'll go back. My course did, so I will select yes. The next criteria is specialist education qualification. This only applies if you have your master's degree was by research or if you have done a PhD. My master's degree was by coursework, so I will select no. Credentialed community language. This is basically a test of language similar to the English language test, but in this case it will be your native language. In my case it would have been Hindi, but I did not sit for the exam, so I will select no. You can get 5 points if you sit for the exam and clear it. Now next point is study in regional Australia. This is again referring back to the education qualification points you claimed previously. My campus was in Geelong, which is a regional area, and because I was living and studying in Geelong during my course, so I would select yes to this. Next criteria is partner skills. If you have a partner or a spouse, they should also be an applicant with your application. Because I'm single, I would select you are single. Then next criteria is professional year in Australia. This is if you want to claim additional 5 points, you can complete a professional year, which is for 1 year, but only applicable in these three categories, either accounting, ICT or computing, or engineering. I would select none. So now it starts to provide me a total point summary. Age 30 points, English 20 points, outside Australia work experience 0, within Australia 5 points, qualification 5 points, Australia study requirement 5 points, specialist education 0, accreditation in community language 0, regional area yes 5 points, partner skills 10 points, professional year 0, and I have a total point score of 90. This is a good score, and because it is more than 65 points, I am eligible to apply. Now I know that I am eligible for making an application, so I'll go to the next step, which is submitting an expression of interest or an EOI to the Australian government. This is done via the Skill Select website. Skill Select on Google and open the Home Affairs website link. This will open up the Skill Select website. Go down, click on Start an EOI. You can read through this in your time. And after that, it will open expression of interest. Go down, and then you click on Submit an EOI. Once you come there, you say, I have read these, click Next. And that's start filling in your details. Click Next. And then at the end, you will be receiving an EOI number. Keep that number handy because that will be used as your login credentials as whenever you log in. So now that you have the login and the EOI number, just log into the portal and we'll start with making the application for the EOI. It will ask you about the same points that you checked in the points calculator and then submit. Voila, that's done. It is this easy and straightforward. Now, three important things to note. First is the English language test. You need to get superior English. There are no two ways about that. Practice, prepare, sit multiple times if required, but you need superior English score. Second is skill assessment, both academic and professional. So there are different assessing authorities set up by the Australian government based on the occupation that you are applying for. In my case, as a construction project manager, VetAssess was the assessing authority. So I had to submit my application to VetAssess, which included for the academic assessment my degree and the transcript, and for the professional work experience, a testimonial from my employer on their letterhead, which included my title, my role, my salary, roles and responsibilities, the projects I worked on, along with the payslips for the last 3 months. If you don't have payslips, alternatively, you can provide your bank statement. So the third important thing is to submit an EOI as soon as you find that you are eligible. Even at 65 points or 70 points, till the time you are eligible, just submit your EOI and keep updating your details. It's not that once you submit an EOI, you can't change or update your details. This is a really good system and it will help you keep your file number early in the loop without having to wait for getting all the points till 90 and then submitting an EOI. Now I just saved you $10,000. That's a big amount, which you can use as an advance for when you purchase your first home in Australia as soon as you get your PR. That's what I did. Cheers, guys. Hope this helped. Let me know in the comments if you have any queries and I will try to answer them. Also, if you want further information on any topic, let me know. I have put the links in the description for your easy access. Until then, have fun. Namaste.